the last thing I heard was, motherfucker, fuck you. You're supposed to be my boy and blah, blah. And I said, man, I got to do my job. And we haven't spoken since that night. And that was probably close to 10 years ago.
Your time, it's his time, it's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Hey, check it out, man. Back at it again. Another video like I never left. Let's get straight into this video. I ain't even gonna take too much of y'all time. It's been some days since I posted. I've been on the other side of Bam, the vlog channel. This is the documentary and reaction channel. I've been on the other channel, but I'm back over here. Let's get straight to it. Now, one thing I always wanted to know is why Jordan and Barkley not cool. Obviously, I've seen clips of Charles Barkley kind of giving a rundown a little bit, but I want to know exactly what really happened. So that's why I got this video for y'all. Jordan versus Barkley, the NBA's most pettiest beef. Let's get straight. And if you know, comment down below right now and let me know why do you think Jordan got a valid reason? Barkley got a valid reason? Do y'all think the whole thing is petty? Comment that shit down below. Let's get it.
As wholesome as this?
You know, because people always talk about he's handsome. He's not handsome. You know, he's not handsome.
You don't think he's handsome?
No, I don't. I think anytime you get $300, $400, $500 million, you become handsome.
Devolve into one of the most bitter NBA feuds we have today.
And he went ballistic. And he called me and that's the last thing I heard was, motherfucker you. You're supposed to be my boy and blah, blah. And I said, man, I got to do my job. And we haven't spoken since.
And this is the clip that I saw.
The answer will probably shock you.
That's the clip that I saw.
Especially for how petty it truly is. But would you really expect anything different from Michael Jordan?
That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan played in the heyday of NBA rivalries. Team rivalries that spanned decades like Lakers versus Celtics, individual player rivalries like Magic versus Bird, and even rivalries with mascots. If you weren't on the same team, you were basically sworn enemies, going to war for 48 minutes. There were no smiles, pleasantries, or jersey swaps. The beef was real, and it often spilled over into real life.
Charles' mother and my mother had been best friends for 15, 20 years. I never knew that. So the time that me and Barkley had a fight,
if Shaq had connected, Charles Barkley had, bro, his reaction time
20 years,
was,
I never knew that. So
his reaction time was crazy because Shaq got a big hand, bro. If Shaq hit you with that, really punching at you, it's gonna do some damage. His reaction time was
the time that me and Barkley had a fight, when I got to the locker room, my mother was on the phone and Charles' mother was on the phone. Charles' mother was like, "Don't you hit my boy."
I mean, Larry Bird still hates Bill Laimbeer to this day.
Really ever liked Laimbeer in any social situation?
No.
Yeah.
Yet, despite hostility being the culture of the NBA in the 80s and 90s,
yeah, Bill Laimbeer was a weirdo. I saw the clip shit he was doing.
Friends.
We met in '84 at the Olympic trials, and we just had a chemistry. I love him.
Right from the start, Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley had a special friendship. They were both born only 3 days apart, were both lottery picks in the same draft, and both had a larger-than-life personality. Together, they enjoyed golfing, gambling, and traveling.
This is why I don't understand when they try to say people today are too friendly. They hang out together off the court. Jordan and Barkley literally, they hung out, bro. They tried to make it sound like players weren't buddy-buddy back then. Charles Barkley and Jordan were literally friends playing each other, bro.
Barkley tells stories of playing 36 holes of golf with Jordan before the Olympic Games.
Before the Olympic game.
On single putts with him, and of course sharing epic trash talk that was cold-blooded, but stemmed from their brotherly bond.
You never understand what it takes to be a winner.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Michael Jordan wasn't known to be super friendly either. In fact, he didn't speak to some of his own teammates off the court. Literally, Dennis Rodman claims that he never had a conversation with Jordan outside of basketball.
Me and Scottie and Michael never had a conversation in 3 years in Chicago. Only time we had a conversation is on the court. That was it.
Michael Jordan kept his circle small, but if you were in that circle, you were like family.
Charles is like a brother to him.
I think this story gives an interesting glimpse into Chuck and MJ's relationship.
And I think at the time I was making about $3 million a year from Nike. Michael's always been a great businessman. He says, you want $1 million and you want the rest in stock options.
That's right. MJ looked at Chuck's Nike contract, which he never asked for, then helped him structure a new deal that got Chuck 10 times more money, just because he cared about his friend's well-being. Now, fans of the NBA never really got
that piece of information. Doc that piece of, because what I heard was Charles pretty much said something about him and he didn't come to Jordan first. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is though. So if that's true, Jordan probably felt the way because like, bro, I done looked out for you and hella shit. You didn't come to me before you said that. We're gonna see later on in the video, but let's dock that little piece of information for the rest of the video. Just keep that in mind.
to see this aspect of their relationship because on the court, these two guys played like everyone was their enemy. Charles Barkley played 16 years in the NBA. He averaged 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, including 11 All-Stars and 1 MVP. He was a bully, and his mentality got him into many altercations and even fistfights.
And then Barkley and Lane Beer. Barkley gets in the left. Lane Beer will come back with an uppercut.
I wouldn't want Fisher necessarily to take that shot that fast.
Oh, and there's a swing by O'Neal, and they got a blue.
Michael Jordan's career was obviously more impressive. 10 scoring titles, 5 MVPs, and 6 championships. He was the NBA's golden child, but he wasn't afraid to scrap either, including with his buddy Chuck. Over their careers, Jordan and Barkley played each other 39 times in the regular season. Barkley won 20 of those matchups, while Jordan won 19. Nice job, Chuck. The height of their on-court rivalry was probably in 1993. That year, Michael Jordan led the league in points and steals. But despite a monster year, Charles Barkley won the regular season MVP award, averaging 25 points, 5 assists, and 12 rebounds per game. It was his first season in Phoenix, and Barkley led the Suns to the NBA Finals with the best record in the league. The only problem was that they came face-to-face with Michael Jordan and the defending champ Chicago Bulls. The matchup was epic.
So we come out for game 1. I was a little passive. They beat us. Game 2, I said, this shit, I'm going for it. And I said, whatever it takes. And I come out, I'm so aggressive. But Michael know I'm aggressive. He's like, I can see he's talking to Horace and Scotty, like, y'all got to slow that motherfucker down. Him and Scotty, man, when they doubled me, I couldn't see shit.
Sir Charles averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists per game in the series. He put on an incredible 42-point performance in Game 2, but it was all no match for the greatness of MJ. Jordan averaged 41 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. He matched Barkley.
He averaged that in the finals. Jordan averaged 41 points in the finals, 1993 finals. He averaged 4. That's Michael Jordan, obviously, but 41 in the finals. This went to 6 games, didn't it? 41. Where is my phone at? Matter of fact, we're gonna do this in the middle. Hold on, man. Let's do this. We're gonna do this live, bro. Let's see. Man said 41 points per game. Michael Jordan points per game in 1993. Michael Jordan stats NBA 1993 NBA Finals stat muse. Let's see. 31, 40. Ooh, shit. He might have. Oh, shit. My fault. I didn't know. My bad. Shit. 41? God damn.
With 42 points in Game 2 of that series. But then he scored 44 points in Game 3.
I didn't know it was 41.
And eventually won the series in Game 6.
Is it joy or is it relief or is it a combination? This has been a great year but a tough year.
It's both. It's a relief. Plus, it's great to win. I think we've gone through a lot. Me, personally, I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, but to cap it off this way means a lot to me, believe me.
Barkley may have secured the regular season MVP award, but MJ took home the grand prize.
Right.
So this must have been the moment that ended their friendship, right?
No.
Not even close. The real moment happened 20 years later, and it's from the tragic story of Michael Jordan's ownership of the Charlotte Bobcats.
Right.
Michael Jordan bought a majority ownership of the Charlotte Bobcats in 2010 for about $275 million. The franchise was struggling at the time, but who better to turn them around than the GOAT himself? But let's just say Michael Jordan's management of the Bobcats was never quite as legendary as his playing career. During the lockout season of 2011-2012, the NBA played only 66 games. Of those 66 games, the Charlotte Bobcats won 7. That's right, Michael Jordan's team posted the worst record in the history.
They say the greater the player is, like, the worse coach he'll be, or like he can't really see talent or develop talent because he look at people like him and everybody not gonna be like him. They say that. I was supposed to react to the video with who's the number 1 overall pick in 2000 or some shit that was a bust or whatever. Beefing with Gilbert Arenas and shit. What's bro name? I said Antonio Brown. What's bro? I don't know his name. Y'all comment down below that. I forget his name. I know him and Gilbert Arenas be having a back and forth, but pretty much they said Michael Jordan was like terrible to him or some shit. Yeah, it's no secret Michael Jordan probably wouldn't be a good trainer or a good coach, but he's Michael Jordan though. He's Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Why exactly were the Bobcats so bad? Well, one of the major problems was that Charlotte constantly swung and missed with their lottery draft picks. The Bobcats drafted players like Adam Morrison over Brandon Roy, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist over Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard, Noah Vonleh over Zach LaVine, and Frank Kaminsky over Devin Booker. Their eye for scouting.
Their best pick was probably
pretty awful.
Walker,
During
Kemba
their
Walker.
Historically bad 2012 season, Charles Barkley called into NBA radio and told the world the brutal truth.
You know, a couple years ago, I want to say 3 years ago, when they were vying for the worst record in NBA history, Michael had not done a good job.
Chuck went on to say that Jordan has too many, quote, yes men around him, that he's been making mistakes running the team, and that he personally warned MJ that Adam Morrison was a bad pick and they should instead go with Brandon Roy. Well, that moment put a nail in the coffin, and the two haven't spoken since.
Michael got offended about something I said about him. We haven't spoken in probably almost 10 years, and he was my best friend at the time.
That's right. Michael Jordan completely cut out.
So he stopped talking to him because he pretty much said he hasn't done a good job in picking picks. I mean, I could see where he might be like, damn, bro. But I don't think that's something to cut your homie. Like, these was best friends. I don't think that's something you should cut him off for, because he do got a job to do. He can't be biased. Maybe should he have ran it by you? Now, if he's never told you this, but went on TV or an interview and said it, then I could see where Michael Jordan is coming from. But overall, I can't really say Charles Barkley was wrong, because it don't sound like the nigga was wrong. It don't sound like the man was wrong. It just, I feel where Jordan coming from, because it's like we boys, but it's like he telling you the truth. Jordan may be thinking like, damn, you never told me this though before you went out there. That's the only way I could kind of see where Jordan coming from. This shit regular, man. This shit really happens in all stages where someone kind of says something you may not agree with. Maybe he didn't go about it the best way, then they stop being friends. This happens everywhere, man, but they try to make it sound like it's just a today thing. I saw Dwight Howard and them talking about how they was traded when he told LeBron, when he tried to tell LeBron something on the court. Bro, Charles Barkley just called him out for some shit he wasn't doing good. Maybe if he, like I said, if he didn't tell him before doing it publicly, and they ain't been friends since. Is it not the same shit?
About his best friend. But Charles wasn't lying about MJ needing to hire different people. Jordan has been nepotistic to a fault with Charlotte. His brother, Larry Jordan, is the vice president of player personnel. Jordan's other brother, James Jr., is Charlotte's executive vice president and chief operating officer. Mike's nephew, James, is currently a scout for the Hornets. Buzz Peterson, MJ's former college roommate, is the assistant GM.
So you put all the guys on, pretty much. Didn't I say that this happens with every player, but y'all swear it's just a LeBron thing? Jordan cut off Barkley when Barkley called him out on some shit. Yeah, he probably could have called him like, hey, bro, you got to do a better job. If that was the first time you're talking about something I'm not doing and you did it publicly, then yeah, I could kind of get mad at that a little bit. But I don't think Jordan should have cut him off because of that, though, because he wasn't lying. And Jordan done displayed nepotism, too. He got all his people in office who probably didn't do no work to get there. At least LeBron went and had his niggas go to school and shit to learn. He said, y'all got to study, do this, do that. Bro, this is the same thing, bro, but y'all make it a LeBron. Not saying y'all people, I'm a LeBron fan, so, you know, I'm going to go hard for Bron. But I'm also going to call him out on shit. It's just, man, this ain't even about LeBron. I'm sorry.
One of these guys lacked NBA experience, especially compared to other franchise front offices.
I'm still the boss. If you need a job, I'd rather you be quiet.
Over Jordan's 13-year career as owner, Charlotte went 423 out of 600, the fourth worst record during that span. They made the playoffs just twice, losing in the first round of both appearances. So clearly, Barkley had a point.
Toughest thing about Michael, he's got to put better people around him. Because the toughest thing when you're famous, they own your private jet, you're buying all the drinks, you're buying all the dinners. Very few people are going to be honest with you. And I try to surround myself with people like, hey, if I'm screwing up, please tell me.
Now, it's been a decade, and Jordan is still holding on to the grudge.
He took it personally.
Which is crazy to think. In June 2023, Jordan sold his majority stake of the Charlotte Hornets. but not before making one final draft selection, Brandon Miller over Scoot Henderson, which many Charlotte fans weren't very happy about.
I'll probably give Jordan. This is probably a good pick. Scoot Henderson, he hasn't really lived up to it.
But maybe now that Jordan has finally left his position in the Charlotte front office, he can reconnect with Barkley and the two can put the past behind them. If Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas were able to make amends, and bitter rivals Shaq and Kobe could make up, why not MJ and Chuck? But what do you think? Was Chuck wrong for criticizing Jordan, or did MJ take things too personally? Let me know in the comments below.
No, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Charles Barkley wasn't wrong at all. Like I said, only reason I could see Jordan's side is if Charles has never told him this one-on-one, but then he said it publicly. That's the only way I could see Jordan's side. But other than that, Charles wasn't wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments down below if Charles was wrong. Anyways, y'all like this video, y'all know what to do. Spam the like button. Rest in peace to Kari, ex my grandma, both our grandmas. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new. And I'm gone. Bam time.